Hey, what's up guys, Johnny Cooper64 here with another YouTube video, and welcome to my first episode on Crash Bandicoot in Sane Trilogy and Crash Bandicoot 1 Let's Plays. In this Let's Play series, I'm going to be talking about how the levels look and how it's kind of different from the original. Some cool facts about the game and the development, and some of my own thoughts about the game as well. Well, let's get straight into this trilogy, starting with Crash Bandicoot 1. Now, what I like about this menu is that each trilogy game or each game is divided into like 3, and it's based off of like the game's theme. The first Crash game is based off like the jungle and this jungle forest, and then Crash Bandicoot 2 is based off like the snow levels, like a snow theme. Crash Bandicoot 3 is based off the futuristic type of game because of its time travel and stuff like that. Let's go to new game. Loading. Now, a lot of people do complain about the loading because the loading is too much, and they could have improved it. Let's see how many seconds. It's like about 7 seconds, I'll say. I do love this cutscene and how it is improved from like the original. You can see the Vortex Cortex, or is it Cortex Vortex? I forgot. Alright, let's see. Oh my god, Dr. Neocortex, look at him, dude. Okay, so in this scene, it is noted that Vicarious Visions actually, one of those cage animals is actually Rillaroo. So, they actually do, show how Rillaroo actually does exist in the Crash trilogy, at least in some way, though. I do love, the more cutscenes they added for Dr. Neocortex, because, in the original, there was barely any cutscenes for Dr. Neocortex, and I think it was more with Embryo and stuff like that. And oh my god, look at Tana, dude. Tana is now, I think it stands out of most of the female protagonists, because she actually defends herself instead of Princess Peach, who barely does anything and lets herself get kidnapped by Bowser and stuff like that. Also, she did, kind of, back in the day, make a lot of controversy because, of her appearance and, kind of like a bit of his sexual appearance. That's why they removed her from like Crash 2 and Crash 3, and, they only made, little small pictures of her, little Easter eggs and stuff like that. But, that was all. Anyways, we're here in Insanity Beach. You can see the water, washing into the sand. During PSX, the color or like the lighting of the sand and everything was really different. Over here is Clancy Brown. He couldn't voice Dr. Neocortex, so he just transformed himself into a crab, Mr. Krabs. A little small fact, he actually voices Mr. Krabs, if you didn't know. Also, what I noticed is that there's like these small fog in these pits, and if we go to like the other pits, which we'll be going in a minute, over here we have Clancy Brown again. We have like these small kind of fogs. These are actually to warn the players that you're not supposed to go there, I guess. I mean, of course, we all know that we're not supposed to go there since we play the original trilogy, but the newcomers. Over here we have Super Saint Crash Bandicoot. Ooh, let's go. So, in these pits that you see right here, there is no like kind of glowing or foggy type of thing, because as the levels continue, they take out stuff to make it more difficult. Like this one, there's no fog at all. Okay, there you go. Did I get all the boxes? Let me check. Yep, I got all the boxes. I like the green detail with the grass. A lot of people said that Skylanders Imaginators Crash Bandicoot Wumpa Thumpa Islands is kind of better than this one, but I have to disagree a lot, because in this one they made a lot of detail with the fur. Skylanders is a bit too plasticky, if you know what I'm saying. Here we have the Toads from Super Mario making a cameo, and Crash Bandicoot. We're done. Perfect. 0% complete. Got 1 gem. Sadly, no purple crystals because they don't make an appearance till Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. So back to the Tana thing, you know, a lot of people were actually kind of confused, or like they were surprised that Tana came back, but I don't see why, because you know, in today's you know how the things go, I guess, for the internet, or like, you know, there's way more worse stuff than Tana being in there, you know what I'm saying? There's like way more bad stuff, and you know, I guess like the rating system, you know, doesn't really care anymore, since, you know, there's worse stuff, you know, which I'm really glad. So here we have Jungle Rollers. Now, you know, a cool fact about your boy Johnny Cooper 64 is that this is actually my first level in a Crash Bandicoot series. Now, my dad actually got me this like disc or something on the PlayStation 1. It was like a demo disc, and in that demo disc included lots of PlayStation demos that were already out, or was basically gonna show up later on the PlayStation, you know, releasing, and you know, they wanted to see how gamers will react and stuff like that. So one of those games was actually Crash Bandicoot 1, and this was the level. I'm not sure if it was either a prototype or it was actually like the finished product, but I did play the Crash Bandicoot demo, and this was the level that was included, Jungle Rolls. And I played the level a lot. Like, when I mean a lot, dude, I mean a lot. I kept playing it for like weeks, I think 2 weeks straight. You know, I did play like a few snow levels, you know, not Crash Bandicoot, of course, like a different game, you know, and some other cool demos, but you know, Crash Bandicoot was the one that was for me. I think it was because, like, you know, how kind of challenging the game was, you know, and I do like challenging games. I mean, not, you know, really hard games, but like, you know, challenging yet still fun. And you know, my dad saw me playing this game a lot, and he actually, you know, went to GameStop. You know, he told me he was gonna like buy a game because, you know, he saw me playing it a lot, and he came back with Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex. Not the best of the series, you know. The game is it's kind of like alright. It's an alright Crash Bandicoot game, I'll say that. Not the best, you know. It's actually known as Crash Bandicoot 4 if you didn't know, at least in Japan only. But it's not really a true Crash Bandicoot 4, as it kind of copies not the Wrath of Cortex. It kind of copies Warped. Oh my god, the way I said that. It copies Warped. But, you know, as a kid, I really did enjoy myself playing Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex. You know, I was actually expecting the full game, but, you know, Wrath of Cortex was actually good. And, you know, when I first played it, I thought it was amazing. It was, like, amazing for me because of the graphics. Because of the graphics. Yes, I know the graphics are actually terrible comparing it to, you know, the original trilogy. They could have done better. But, you know, I was, like, 4 years old when I got Wrath of Cortex. Now, this is the first level, apart from the bonus rounds, that actually is a side-scrolling level. That's a cool fact. I guess it's going for that Super Mario route in the game, but still keeping it 3D, you know, with the other levels. I do like how, you know, they're trying to add a new taste, like not just add like 3D every level, you know, add something new, like a new variety, the way I pronounce words. Ooh, look at these spikes. Imagine these things hit your balls, dude. Holy flippin' hell, that will hurt. And over here we have the tribes. I forgot what they were called. Yeah, I really need to get more into the details of, like, the tribesmen, man. I think those are called the tribesmen, man. Forgot. And I actually thought these were like female characters or something, but it's actually mans. You know, when I was playing the Thumpa Wumpa Islands, you know, they give them voices, and you know, they're just hippies or like mans and stuff like that. Ooh. I do love, you know, how the background feels all beautiful. You know, the blue sky, the green, the huge ass trees, like you're in top of the trees. And then over here there's Tana, And you know what I noticed is that, you know, in the original trilogy, Tana was like cheering for you, you know, that you beat the level, or you know, you got like the bonus you got bonus crates, you know, in order to get extra lives. And in this one, they added Cortex to come and get her, which makes way more sense, you know, instead of Tana just being there and not going with Crash. You know, I really didn't get that, you know, when I was first playing. I didn't know what they were trying to accomplish with Tana just being there, you know. But in Sane Trilogy, you know, they made it more perfect, I shall say. Gave it a bit more fill in that hole, you know. Now we're in the boulders. The premise, you know, of this level is based on the movie, the famous movie Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark, where, you know, Indiana Jones has to run from the boulder. And Crash Bandicoot took that concept and, you know, made it into like two levels, I guess, for each game. Because, you know, we have, you know, this is like the first level including all of this, you know, the one that started all. We have the boulder in Crash Bandicoot 1, the polar bear, you know, the mama bear, I think, and also like the snow, like a huge ass snowball in Crash Bandicoot 2. Crash Bandicoot 3, there's like the huge ass rhino. Then in Crash Bandicoot The Wrath of Cortex, it's like the fire crunch. And there was something else. Oh yeah, like a dragon or something like that. One of Spyro's ancestors, I guess. And in Twinsanity, it was the walrus, the guy who wants your, what was his quote again? Freshly meal from my pot, or something like that. I forgot. You know, and stuff like that. You know, it's really cool to see that, you know, they took a concept from the movie and, you know, they made it into like a parody in the games. I mean, I won't really say parody, but they made it really good in the Crash Bandicoot series, you know, like a standalone. And I do love like those animations where, like, you know, the gem is coming out of Crash, like the gem is coming out of Crash's ears. You know, it adds more detail to like the remastering, just remastering the trilogy, and, you know, not adding, you know, any new detail or anything new to the game, and it will have felt bland, you know. Because you do need to add like way more details to attract the new viewers, because, you know, time's changing, you know. Time we change too, you know, like the Vulture from the Spider-Man Homecoming says. Now, over here is the Upstream, which is like the first level that includes the Skull Rock waterfall. So we're basically inside or not inside, but like the water is streaming from the skull. This actually plays a major role in Insanity Beach in Crash's Twinsanity, you know, where you go to the, you know, during the beginning of the level, you know, there's this huge skull, and you can go there to get extra lives. And, you know, there's like fishes coming down from the ocean, and, you know, it's really pretty cool. I think it's also in the Twinsanity part, you know, like some sort of like upside down world where like everything's opposite, and instead of like the skull being there, it's actually a Victor and Moritz's head, you know, the two birds. Here we have those little gems that we have to collect. Oh no, oh god. Okay, I have to jump here. Okay. Also, the water in this level feels kind of natural in a way. You know, they don't try to make it realistic. They try to keep it cartoony, and I really like that. You know, what's the game? Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. They actually made the water really beautiful in that game. I'm not gonna lie, and it's a PS3 game as well. But over here, in Crash Bandicoot, they try to make it a bit more cartoony instead of making it realistic. And, you know, you can see those toads from the Super Mario series, you know, Toad. Turns out that Toad, you know, the head, or at least the mushroom in Toad's head, is actually not a hat. It's actually part of its head. And that's kind of weird. Ooh. Alright. I missed only 3 boxes, but I can't get the boxes since I need, you know, those gems in there in order to get like the final 3 boxes or something like that. So yeah, I need to get them in a different level, and that's what I like about Crash Bandicoot 1. You need to go to different levels in order to get a gem, and then, you know, go back to the levels that you couldn't get the boxes, and you know, finally getting the gem that you wanted. Now here we have the hardest boss battle in the entire video game series of every video game existing. Papu Papu. Now Papu Papu looks like a friend I know. I'm not gonna say his name, he's probably gonna see this video, but we have my boy Papu Papu. Now in the original trilogy, it was only like 3 hits, like 3 hit points, and over here we have 5 hit points. And you know, I made a video back then, and I thought they were gonna add like difficulty, you know, because there was like a screenshot of Papu Papu having 3 hit points. In the remaster, even thought we have 5 hit points. I guess they changed it later on, but I thought they were actually gonna add difficulty. And you know, I think I will have loved that, in my opinion, you know, adding difficulty in the game. And hopefully they actually do that in future games, because Sane Trilogy was, you know, a bit easy. Of course, you know, they added it was kind of hard for some players due to its controls changing, but I guess it was because of, you know, they wanted to add new variety, and, you know, not keep it a bit more modernized in a way, you know, to attract new players. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. So, you know, since I'm going to be making, you know, lots of Let's Plays, I guess, episodes, I'm going to be ending off when I finish a boss battle. So, you know, after I finish Papu Papu, I'm going to be going to Ripperoo, then, you know, the second episode ends, and, you know, it continues on as I defeat a boss battle. Thank you guys very much for watching the first episode of my Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy Let's Plays, and the first episode of my Crash Bandicoot 1 series. So, make sure to watch my part 2 video tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.